Centiskorch has been around for a while now, and while it's done well at a number of tournaments, it's just not a very good deck, and I'm going to tell you why. Welcome back to the channel, little flexers. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to go over Centiskorch, some of my games of the deck, and just my general thoughts. But first, if you're not already, please make sure to go down below into the description and click that big red subscribe button. It helps me out a lot and helps out the video against the YouTube algorithm. So this is our deck list here. This is from Thomas Brophy, with the only change being that I swapped out his Reshiram Charizard for this Heatran-GX. Now, I have been trying to test for Players Cup 3. I don't think I've told YouTube yet, but for the qualifying stage of Players Cup 3, I managed to get over 130 points, sitting at 13th in North America. And so that will move me on to the next round of qualifications, which is awesome. And I'm thinking about streaming them on YouTube. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do them on my Twitch channel or here on YouTube. So if you really want to see me stream the Players Cup 3 matches on YouTube, make sure you comment down below. Otherwise, I'll do it over on Twitch, and you can find that link down in the description. But to give a fair shake to all of these decks, I have been trying out a bunch of things. Pikarom was the deck that I played in the qualifying stage, and I'm a little bit nervous now about the ADP Zacian matchup. Of course, the Zacian gets that broken sword and can do more damage and can now threaten to one-shot the Pikaroms and the Alolan Raichus that you play in your deck. So I was thinking maybe I'm going to have to go a new route. Do I try to test some Eternatus? I've been working on that list a little bit, and I also wanted to give some credence to Centiskorch, which is a deck that I just generally haven't liked throughout its entire history. And here's kind of why I don't like it. You'll see in these next couple of games, it's just awkward. I played it on stream last week, and I got just horrible hands. You can see it on my Twitter if you want to see just some of the worst hands that I was getting with Centiskorch. But I figured that that wasn't enough to give me a clear picture. I figure about 20 games of the deck, maybe 30, 40 games of the deck can really give me an idea of if I want to play this deck or not. And so I figured, okay, Centiskorch is doing well with other people. They are taking it to high finishes or wins in these online tournaments. They have a lot of players. Seems to be generally doing well. And Alex Szymanski, a player that I really respect, got 173 points with the Centiskorch list in the Players Cup 3 qualifying stage. So I said, okay, it's really about time that I drop all my inhibitions, give this deck a real go, and that's what I tried to do here, and that's what you'll see in these next few games. So with Centiskorch, I really just dislike how awkward the opening hands can be. I find myself often discarding fire crystals, which are very necessary in the late game to get your energy back. I often find myself having hands where I'll start a Dedenne and maybe have the other Dedenne prized, or I'll start some other suboptimal Pokemon, or I'll prize something really important, or they'll make me go first, which I think Centiskorch is one of the most harmed by going first, because the Flare Starter is just so good for you going second. Or I'll go second and I won't be able to get a Flare Starter. There are just a ton of things that seem to go wrong when I play Centiskorch, hence why I've been so cold on the deck for many months. If you listen to the podcast, you'll know I just have not liked Centiskorch. Riley has just not liked Centiskorch. But again, I tried it out for the first time in a long time, and I still just didn't like the results. I'm going to show you another couple of games here of this deck that I think are truly representative of how this deck plays, how I have seen this deck perform, and I'm very underwhelmed. So I would just say I would not play this deck. I would not choose to play this deck for Players Cup 3. So if you're thinking about Centiskorch, thinking about playing this deck, watch these next couple of games. I think they're very instructive. I try to give some of the losses that really we have some things to talk about. Like, it's not just losses where, oh yeah, I got donked. No, it's losses that there maybe were some things I could have done differently, and feel free to flame me in the comments or give me some constructive criticism on how I could have played the deck better, because I certainly think that there's an element of that to this deck. I've grinded with Pikarom, ADP, Eternatus a lot more than I have with Centiskorch VMAX. So there's some element of maybe questionable plays or misplays, and I'd love to hear what you guys think down below in the comments. But I thought that these games were just too good not to show you just how bad I think Centiskorch is. So let's get into them. This is Centiskorch VMAX. All right, man. Centiskorch hands. This is what I talk about, man. Like, what are you supposed to do here? I just want to attach, do 270. And feel good about it. All right, so there's that Eternatus. Yo, crush me, daddy. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, no. I liked our other match much more, where I had, options. Oh, this is so tough, too, because they have the Absol, right? So if we get a Pokemon here, we just have to go for Dedenne. Which is the sad thing about it. So we burn 2 switch. Okay, we get bailed out a little bit with the Marnie. Get bailed out a little bit from the Marnie. I don't know, that bit getting bailed out is feels like an overstatement. Okay. I mean, I think we're just shipping the hand. So, goodbye. Goodbye, Moon Man. Dude, are you kidding me? Huh. I don't even know what to do here. We Bird Keeper, I guess. Maybe they don't have one more poke. We go here. I'm going to hold the juice in hand as well. We could switch and bump an energy. And I'll be honest, that doesn't seem like the absolute worst play. But at the same time, them hitting us for, them getting switch energy seem like we lose, right? So I have to just hope that they don't have energy Eternatus boss with 8 Pokemon on the bench. So I think we're going to do this. We could go ahead and Giant Hearth as well. I'm worried about maybe a Chaotic Swell coming down, but I don't know. He's got the bling. So I feel like the bling players are more likely to play. They're more likely to play Power Plant than they are to play Chaotic Swell. So I'm going to hold. I'm going to hold. Sticker's like, you're talking about my bling. Don't do it to me. I just don't want... Okay, great. It's going to be so hard to get it. If they didn't have an energy or an Eternatus VMAX, it's going to be so hard for them to have that off of 3 cards. And the boss. Wait, they discarded a boss. Don't you want to just gust this and hit into it? I think you win if you do that. Because what else am I attacking you with? I feel like you just wanted the boss there. I mean, maybe they had some other stuff in their hand that they just couldn't play, but... They're discarding 2 boss? They just didn't have energy. Oh, baby. Let's go. All right, so you're saying there's a chance. Don't play that Crobat down, son. Okay. Whew. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Bay Sweet Boy, for the follow. Appreciate it. Okay. Bort, you're insane. Thank you so much. Bort is a pillar of this community. Thank you so much for giving out those codes. I hope people are taking advantage of them. I'm sure you are, but like also I'm drawing attention to them. If you're logged into your PCGO account right now, make sure to get in on these codes that Bort is just handing out like candy. All right. Well, all I ask is all you've got. Let's go here. We do need to find ourselves another Scorch. That is what we get. So we go here. Is it better for us to attach to the bench? Or attach to the active? Great question. Truly a great question. I guess it's better for us to attach to the active. I mean, they probably don't have boss, though, is my thought. Right? They probably don't have boss. So it'd be better to try to build up a second Scorch so that we can one-shot the Eternatus. So knowing that, because we're going to two-shot this, right? Because we do 1, 2, 3. I guess they could switch into a fresh one. This is kind of tough. What do we do? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're doing 160. Attach an energy. We'd be doing 180 on the next turn. Or 200 on the next turn. And then we couldn't get up to the amount that we need to one-shot this if they switched. This is a weird one. Because if we attach to the active, we have the possibility of knocking this out in one hit. But then we would have to welder everything to the active. So I think we're safer. I think we're safer going here and trying to do a two-shot meta. Trying to do what the game designers intended this metagame to be. And then, yeah, we will attach. Again, open to hearing your thoughts. Thank you so much to Mike for the 9 months, dude. Broken Mike. Guys, if you haven't checked out Mike's, dude, they have the Black Morgan. Sticker Stan, you son of a gun. If you haven't checked out Mike's or Hawk's channel, please make sure to do it. Awesome, guys. Okay, let's Weldor. I don't think I need to say it, but we desperately needed the stadium, because now I think we lose, because they come up with that. Yeah, I don't see how we win at this point. That was just so nasty. So there's no reason not to attach here, I think. I mean, they just take the KO, but yeah, that's like really disgusting, and I'm kind of ashamed of my deck that we couldn't ever thwart that. Like, it's looking sketchy to thwart it this turn, too. Okay, I like that, Marnie. We need Gus, though. And it kind of doesn't matter, because they have 2 attackers that can one-shot us, so, like, we still have to make... We have to attack 4 times. So I think we've lost. This sealed it, actually. That sealed the deal. And then also this hand. Yeah, so, like, again, like, the ticker here, you know, if we're on like a, how do we feel about Centiskorch? Like, it was already kind of bad, and then like we won a game and I was like, oh, okay, maybe it could be good, and then now we're like, oh yeah, this is why I hate Centiskorch. But we press on. Nevertheless, he persisted. Do something like that. I mean, we go here, because we're in a bind, we're in a pinch. Go here. I mean, I guess we could win, right? Like, it's definitely is possible. Let's go there. We'll pitch the Great Catcher. Yeah. Definitely is possible. We need them to not have their last gust. And I think with the well played, I think they did find their last gust. So nothing really to do about that one. That game just stunk. Well played. So Bort, you're up next, buddy. Dun, 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 dun. Glistinator says, "Enjoy, friend is Mahone." Yeah. Yep. He's been very kind, and he's been letting us borrow some cards from sets that we that are like impossible to find cards for or codes for. So let's see. We got to go quick. I like this card. I like that card a lot for this matchup, but I think it's clobbering time for that reset stamp. Hate to do it to you, buddy. And then we'll Scarch. One Centiskorch, please. And then pass, because this hand is broke. But, like, of course it's broke, because we're playing the best deck of all time. So this looks like a Pika deck. Pikarom, I am very excited about playing Pikarom. No crushing. I'm very excited about potentially playing Pikarom in the Players' Cup. I think this deck is so good. Ouch. Okay. Man, and that hurts too, because they probably only play like one swell. That's a pretty good draw for us. Yes, Mike. I surely would. I surely would. They just also like people also, there are other people that go to fullgripcodes.com to buy their codes. And so sometimes it leaves me in the lurch a bit. Let's go scoop up net the active, because I want to discard it. I want to discard the Jirachi off the Great Catcher. I think it's going to be better for us, instead of swinging into the Boltund, it's going to be better for us to hit into the Pikarom. So we go there. And we go there. And then we hope our top deck is... we get Quick Ball. Would it be better to Quick Ball this turn? Maybe? Maybe it would be better to Quick Ball this turn? Okay, we get what we wanted. Okay, I like this hand a little bit. It's like un poco better than what we had. Dude, I appreciate it. Thank you, Glistinator, for dropping by, saying hey, and using your Prime sub on me. It's one of the biggest, like, it's one of the biggest things that you could do for a streamer, because you only get one. So thanks for using it here. Yo, Sky Bishop, I am trying so hard to see whether or not to see whether or not Centiskorch is like a good play for Players' Cup. Because I want it to be. I really do like want it to be. But like then things like this happen. Let's go here. Oh, maybe I should have. Oh, no. Okay, that was a misplay for sure. That was a misplay for sure. Because I should have, I think, Fire Crystal for that one energy. Because then if we get a knockout here on the Boltund, I think we can't lose. But now... we're in a bit of a weird spot. Which is fine. We're still, like, they're dead drawing clearly. But I think I think if we get a knockout there, we're chilling. Well, no, that's not true, because then they tag bolt. Yeah, actually I like this play better. Never mind. Forget I said anything. We kind of need to build up the big Scorch to kind of just run through everything. It might not even be possible, actually. Might not even be possible. They need here like a Coco for 2. Okay, and they get the 2 energy. Yeah, they need Coco here to do 190. I guess they get attach, but they just need to find Coco here. And they're in a really good spot. Do you run Phione? Yes, I do. Oh, should I have Phioned there? I'm learning. See, I haven't put a lot of reps into with Centiskorch. So I think if I lose, there'll be... The Phione play would have been really good. Yeah, we knock this thing out. That's super good. Because then they don't have a response here with the Bolt Hunt. No. Okay, now I think we lose. Because then they go knockout here. We need Gust, I guess, to win. We needed Gust or Reset Stamp. Yeah, which we already discarded our Reset Stamp. Yeah. Definitely for sure, the Phione was the play. No doubt. Imagine another Pika Bronzong, another Luke Metal Bronzong list taking Players Cup 3. I couldn't imagine it. Rumor has it Altaria, Bronzong, Persian GX is a play for... So, yes. So that's another thing I was thinking about. Like, I'm nervous about playing Peak 4. PC3. Because despite it having the best matchups overall, like the best matchup spread, you can't really beat Eternatus. Like, you take a pretty unfavorable matchup to it. But you win against just about everything else. And like, so that's good, except all the rogue stuff. Yeah, you just like, you can't beat the rogue garbage. So that's a consideration. So we kind of need an alternate attacker. Right? Like we need a Heatran here, right? Because we need them to go down to 1 prize. Because we can't let our Scorch get hit into, right? They go 150 and then they just go 200 and we lose. So we Welder to the active. Could have crammed. If they have Gust, it's just over. Does Zigzagoon do anything for us? Probably not. I feel like every other card in our hand is really good. I guess it's the Seni. So we'll go Heatran. That's kind of our play. Go switch. And we'll move 2, 3, whatever. Yeah. So we'll Steaming Stomp. We'll save the GX. I don't think that it's ever going to come into play. But at this point, we're in 2-shot meta anyway. Except for this. They probably bring up Pikaram. So Yo, thank you so much, Lil Frizz, for the follow. Okay. Yeah, so there's the air balloon. I think they GX here. Well, that's really tough. This is a tough position. That's a tough position. If you have a Boltund, you probably... No, I think you go for it, right? You tag Bolt here, and you hope that you can get the Gus knockout on the Crobat. We've been very fortunate. We haven't had to play a Dedenne, and this is like just good enough to win us the game. This actually like is a win here. This hand is a winning hand, which is absurd. Thank you so much to Mystic Jerk for the follow. We'll see. We would need them to not have a Reset Stamp would be it. Yeah, Reset Stamp. If we could draw a Welder here, we could be really positioning ourselves for greatness, because then we could Welder to the Scorch. No way, dude. No. No. Okay, now we lose. Oh, man. That's so tragic. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh, yeah. That was the perfect hammer. Now you just take off the energy. Okay. So if you're watching this, I want to hear your breakdown of this game, because there were a couple things that I look back on. The Phione was the biggest error. We should have just seen that. The second thing that we could have done that maybe is better in hindsight is we could have hot burned GX'd with 2 energy to take a knockout on the Boltund, and then we would have saved an energy on the Centiskorch. I feel like the way we played it is kind of like, you know, back and forth. Like you could have gone either way, because now we have access to the hot burn, but then maybe it doesn't matter. Like it forces them to use the GX here. But yeah, that crushing hammer is so big. I didn't really even think about the crushing hammer, which I maybe should have taken into account. So I think if I did it again, I would go back and keep the energy on the Centi. So now we're going to need a big charm there is fine. Now we're going to need a calm. We're going to need a calm, because I want to get an Eldegoss so I can Welder. Yeah, Tag Bolt, good move, good move. Drummer, you played it well. That was the correct choice. And then, yeah, we have no choice but to bring up the Scorch, right? So that's not going to do it. Yeah, they are going to take this game. We could... Because we have no way to disrupt their hand, right? So we can't take a knockout here, so well played. We can go ahead and maybe like do this. They've already used their GX, so we'll just pass, I guess. We can't leave the Crobat active is the problem. Because they can two-shot it, but they can't quite two-shot the Centiskorch like they can go here. That's the two-shot. Oh, they play 2 swells. Okay. Cool. Well played, well played. That is just about gonna do it. We need to hunt for our last Welder. They're gonna tag switch. Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah. That will seal it for sure there. Okay, well played, well played. And then good move here as well, going into the Boltund, making sure that they leave a couple of things back. That is just perfect play there. We're going to give it to him so we can go ahead on to the next player, but really well done. You saw how that game progressed, and you know, I made a judgment call error, and I definitely made a wrong play, but you can kind of see how Pigron can overcome Centiskorch. I think that was pretty bad.